FORA.tv. The world is thinking.
There has never been a definitive biography of Jack London. Though, many literary figures from the same period have been written about, and there's big biographies of them in which you find out more information about them than you really wanted to know. So one of the reasons that there is not a definitive biography of Jack London is because there is a Jack London mafia that still exists, that protects the Jack London image, that wants to have a rather sanitized view of Jack London. He was a great man. He was an American success story. He wrote dog stories. He loved his wife. They lived happily ever after. He died of natural causes. That is the story that you still get from the Jack London, the people, the inner circle of the Jack London mafia. So what they, and when I began to do research about Jack London, I saw that there was this huge discrepancy between the information that I was getting and this kind of stories that the Jack London Foundation was putting out. And the more that I looked at Jack London's life, the more it seemed to me that all of that you needed to know in order to understand Jack London's politics, in order to understand his writings about war and revolution and why he joined the Socialist Party when he was 19 years old and remained in the Socialist Party and was he was the most famous socialist of his day from 1901 until his death. He ran for mayor of Oakland on the Socialist Party ticket. He traveled across the United States in 1905, giving a speech called Revolution, starting at UC Berkeley, going to college campuses all across the country, going to Harvard and to Yale, and giving this speech called Revolution that was later published in a book called Revolution and Other Essays. And Jack London evolved as a socialist. He began by believing in electoral politics and reform. In Oakland, he wanted public ownership of utilities, of gas and electric and water. And he gradually became more militant, partially because of the socialist movement itself becoming more radical and more militant, and also because of a Russian-born Jewish socialist whom he met in San Francisco in 1899 and who was the love of his life, a woman by the name of Anna Strunsky, who also does not make it into the official versions of Jack London's life. And she had a part in moving Jack London to the left, so that in 1905, when he was traveling across the country, he urged members of the audience to seize the property of the bourgeoisie, the ruling class. Now, 1905 happened to be also the year that Jack London bought 126 acres of land in Sonoma County. So the same time that he was traveling across the country urging revolution and seizing of the property of the bourgeoisie, he was accumulating property in Sonoma County and spending money as fast as he could on all kinds of things. I mentioned some of the things, gramophones and dictaphones. He had his own fire engine. just about anything imaginable, because partially because he'd grown up in tremendous poverty and had nothing when he was a child. And so when he was making money, he wanted to have all the things that he never had when he was growing up and when he was a boy. Now, Mark Twain, who you all know of, and Mark Twain always very witty, very sharp. He knew that Jack London was buying land, and he knew what Jack London's royalties were like from his publisher, and knew that he was giving the speech about revolution. And he said, and Mark Twain was one of Jack London's heroes. Jack London imitated Mark Twain. He learned a lot about publicizing himself because of the way that Mark Twain publicized himself. He wrote stories that were takeoffs of Huckleberry Finn. So Mark Twain said, Mr. London had better be careful, because some of those people might come up to Glen Ellen and take away his own property.